Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. But before I introduce everybody, we got some clips that we got to show y'all from things that happened. So check these two clips out. Then we're going to come back and, we're going to start off the year fresh.
Here we go. Denzel. Glasgow wins it. Al is heated. Wow. Glasgow wins it. 61-50 points by Ms. Bingham to the Baja. There you go. Hey! 1,000 points for Angie Bingham. 27. That's exactly 27. Congratulations, Angie Bingham. They got a halftime ceremony. I'll be right back.
All right. You see the wild ending of the Lynn English game. Angie Bingham, 1,000 points. We got Ant Anderson joining us today on our new show. Todd's here. Ant, what's going on, man?
Not much. What's the word?
Man.
Cooling, man.
Yeah,
just cooling.
Yeah, just starting off the year on the right note. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, that Lynn Classical game, that's what a Lynn English Classical game is supposed to be like. That's the first game that it came down to the wire in a while.
Yeah, I'm going to let y'all talk about that.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we had a close game between the two teams. But that was a great environment last night. It was a great environment. But the Classical folks need to leave me alone. Like, they all mad at me for some reason.
Like, are they mad at you or are they just giving you a hard time?
Nah, they mad at me. That one dude said I'm too biased.
You graduated from English.
It's English.
What do you expect?
I watch your games that you record and post. You're definitely biased, but you're an English fan. You don't hide it though, right? Like, you graduated from English, you're English alumni. I mean, you root for Lynn teams when they're playing other teams and stuff like that, but like, you're an English fan, Like, I don't think you deny it. I don't think you hide it.
What's the problem?
That was my thing. I'm just like, the person was saying, I talk bad about the players. I'm like, I talk bad about everybody when they're not doing their job. It's just not one particular school.
And it's a different type of level, like how bad we talk about kids. We're still promoting you guys to be good at your sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We want to motivate you guys to be better. Like,
criticizing a kid when he makes a bad play or is just playing bad that day or missing shots, whatever the case is, that's different from talking bad about a kid, right? Like nobody's saying like this kid ain't nothing or it ain't gonna be nothing or ain't like nobody's talking like that. But if a kid goes 0 for 11 and I was like, hey, he played bad that night, that's a fact. That's not talking bad about it.
I'm not saying you suck as a player.
And I like to think of everybody around me that's honest, that watches these games. If I was being crazy biased or saying something crazy, I'm sure you would tell me, Ant. You would tell me. I'm sure the parents would tell me because the parents would tell me a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
if you were saying something too crazy, you probably would have to fight already, bro.
Right. Right. So I'm just like, yo, you guys just won last night. Why y'all should be enjoying the win? Why are you pointing this energy towards me?
Yeah.
Because you got
at the end of the day, I think that's part of their identity right now, and that's kind of keeping them going. Is they just, they whether it's true or not, they have a us against the world mentality, right? Like, everybody's against us. They think English is the best team in the city, or blah blah blah. St. Mary's, whatever, right? They just feel like, they're always talking about our coach online. Like, I think that's what they're rallying around, and they're just finding a way to keep it. So, if they gotta put Mook on the board next to get them their next win, that's what they're gonna do. I feel like they're finding enemies and they're just using that as their motivation.
Especially they won 5 in a row, right?
Yeah, they won 5 in a row. They should be thanking me for winning 5 in a row. They should be thanking me. I had about them after the Christmas tournament. They've been playing really well.
They're playing good. I feel like, and I'm not even there, and I catch wind of a lot of stuff, but I feel like the whole city was down on them after the Christmas tournament. They responded.
Yeah, no, you're right. The whole city was down because they thought they'd this was probably like the year they would have won it because they just have a talented group, but it don't happen that
And
way
too,
sometimes.
if you're getting critique, obviously we care. If we didn't care and want to see y'all do better, we wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah, we wouldn't, but
You know what I mean?
But Costco folks, come on, enjoy the win. Enjoy the win.
And keep giving this man a hard time.
Flood moves coming.
Yeah, man.
Flood his Facebook, man.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: the first one in 8 years. Come on now. Let's
Here this man go. Backhanded.
I gotta throw that jab in there.
I think it's necessary though, and I'm an English guy, right? So I always want to see English win. You know what I'm saying? But Marvin is my guy too. At the same time, but I think it's necessary, man. I think there has to be some type of back and forth to keep that thing alive. I mean, it was a night game, which is great. Stop playing English versus classical games Saturday afternoon, First of all, and let's get some more people out there, man. But again, if one team has been winning for the past 7 years, 4, 5, 6 years, or whatever, I mean, nobody's really rushing to get out to that game. You know what I'm saying? But Classical needed to win. I think it's needed.
Best game I've seen each team play against each other.
Also, too, like as an athlete in Lynn, we all get critiqued.
Yeah.
We all get opinions said about us. That's just part of being an athlete in Lynn. That's all. You got to get through that.
I'll say this like I'll say this like I always say. The kids have absolutely no problem if I say something about what they're doing on the court. It's always the adults.
Of course not. Of course not.
It's always because they and the thing is they see me all the time. They see me or Todd all the time. So it's like we talk about, sometimes they'll ask me about the game or what they did wrong, or we just talk about the game. Like, these kids are very receptive to. Some of them are very receptive to critique, and
they also know we're not that serious, bro. Stop taking everything so seriously.
And they worked out with us. And they worked out with us.
For real.
Add that. They worked out with us for a whole summer.
So
both kids on both teams. They legit were at the field with us running. So y'all need to.
It was a good game, man. But when we spoke last week, I told you I watched a decent amount of games from the Lynn schools. Probably Tech, the least, but I think I seen 2 or 3 Tech games, and I told you like a week or so ago that like Classical looks like the best team. I said that to you like a week ago. I said Classical looks like the best team. Classical's probably playing the best basketball I've seen out of the Lynn schools.
Been stepping up, and he step up last night. He did. You also gave Deshaun his props, and last night Deshaun really he made a mark last night.
That's dope.
Yeah, because from watching Classical, like their bigs lead the way, right? The bad kid, and is that Drew's son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
the first hooper.
The bad kid and Roki, man, they're damn near unstoppable at that high school level in the games I watch. It's ridiculous, right? And now the guards are being more consistent in matching their play. So Classical's going to be a tough out.
Definitely, man. We got some NFL. Yo, Sam Darnold, he lost himself a lot of money on Monday night. The way he played, he looked like he was seeing ghosts out there.
Wasn't there a situation where he was seeing ghosts?
Oh yeah, that was when he was with the Pats. When he was with the Jets.
With the Jets.
They played It looked like that Monday night because, man, I haven't seen someone just willingly take so many sacks like that.
I would say I thought he was going to change the trajectory of, how people looked at him, but he don't got that golf in him. Pause. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, the clock struck 12. The clock struck 12.
Yeah, like,
and it's bad when they gave up, when they already threw in the towel like halfway through like the third quarter. You could just kind of tell by their play and their play calling and just like their body language. It was like they just threw in the towel in the game.
Nothing worse than playing a game when you know you're not coming back and you got to still play a whole half. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how that works too, man. 16, 17 games and just one game. And like everybody's just erasing everything he did for the season is wild.
That's the NFL for you, and it's also disappointing for the Vikings too. Like the way they was playing all year, offense was playing really well. Defense wasn't a bad defense this entire year, and then last week against Detroit, and then this week it seemed like things just started going wrong for them, bad for them. And the thing is, you double Jefferson or triple him, and you got to make the other guys beat you, and those other guys couldn't really make any plays.
I mean, now that go ahead, Ed.
No, I was gonna say, what is it? They have 4 losses: 2 with the Detroit, 2 with the Rams.
Yep.
Yep.
And I was gonna say, so was Cousins really the problem? What's going on with the Vikings? Because they can't get over the hump. You know what I mean? First it was Cousins, to get rid of him. Donald looked like he was gonna be the savior, and then they just completely fell apart.
Yeah.
So what is going on with these guys?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I've also never been a big fan of like the division winners, you just automatically play home games. Like the Rams, that shouldn't even be a home game for the Rams. That shouldn't even be it shouldn't even be close. I mean, I know they ended up having to play it somewhere else or whatever the case may be, but that not being a home game for the Vikings is wild.
It isn't fair to certain teams that are have great records in the same division, and these sorry-ass teams are barely over 500. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, dude.
Right. And on the flip side for the Rams, they're healthy. They got healthy at the end of the season, and Puka Nacua and those guys, their offense is pretty dangerous. I don't know who they're playing next, but whoever they're playing next, they got to deal with a dangerous offense coming in. Stafford's being protected, not making crazy throws, so that was their problem early on. They had a lot of guys injured, but their offensive line is healthy now too. So
that was the issue when the season started, right?
Yeah,
the receivers and things.
Yeah,
so.
Early on, the first 2 months.
Yep. I mean, they figuring it out, so we're gonna see how they do next weekend.
They're actually playing the Eagles.
Oh, this weekend, my bad.
Yeah, they're playing the Eagles. The Eagles, who pretty much manhandled the Packers. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a close game. It turned out to not be. Eagles, strong defense, Saquon Barkley. Playoff football. Run the ball, play defense, you win the game.
I would say we all thought it was probably going to be a closer game just because, there's 2 solid teams. They both got power run, power passing offense, but Love, taking care of the ball, that's the biggest thing. I had a feeling Love wasn't going to play that well just because he's still young, still figuring things out, and his issue sometimes is valuing the ball. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, I think that was kind of an anomaly game for him. He went the past 7 games with no interceptions, right? So to throw 3 interceptions in that game, that's clearly not who he is as a player.
And then I also saw,
but he is still young. He's been in the playoffs before. What is he? He already has 2 playoff wins, right? Two wins or 1 win or something like that. Last year or whatever the case may be. But I mean, the Eagles are tough, man.
The Eagles are, and I think their number 1 receiver went down too with an ACL the week before, Christian Watson.
Okay.
I think he got that kind of changed things for them.
But just think about it, they ran the ball 34 times, so that time possession is crazy.
Saquon's been the engine that makes that offense go, and he found leaving the Giants was the best thing for him, and the Eagles are actually utilizing his strengths, except taking away his touchdowns because they want to do that whatever touch push for the quarterback. He'd have had more touchdowns if they weren't doing that. But Saquon, do you feel like they should have played him for that last game to break that record? I
mean, you can, but it's still somewhat an asterisk because you did it in more games. You know what I mean? So I don't mind you breaking the record, but I don't feel you should erase the man that broke it in less games.
I don't think it might have not been that important.
I don't think it's an asterisk, right? There's more games on the schedule. What do you want him to do? Times are different.
Yeah,
times are different. There are more games on the schedule, so we can't always just be like, "Yo, it's an asterisk" because he did it in more. It took more games. There's more games on the schedule. It just is what it is, right? Sometimes we got to let things go.
What you're saying, but it's if a man does that in 3 or 4 less games, that's pretty incredible compared to somebody needing more games to do it. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying.
It is incredible, but it doesn't take away from what the other person would do, and he still would be breaking the record. I don't understand the asterisk thing. He didn't change the schedule to add more games.
totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, when you got more opportunities, I just don't see you as the same as the other. That's all.
I ain't realize. Damn, I didn't realize he had 345 carries. Damn, that might be the most carries he's had in his career this year.
I mean, they actually utilizing him, and they actually with it.
Yeah, and also like Hurts needs a player like him in the backfield just because the way he plays and the way his playing style is. He needs that. But yeah, as you said, the Eagles are tough. They're tough.
Yeah, overall, man.
It's gonna be a tough out. And then Washington went on the road. They defeated Tampa Bay. Even though Washington was trying to lose this game by some of the decisions they was making early on, instead of kicking field goals, they wanted to go for it. The third time was the charm, I guess. The third time was the charm for them on going for it on fourth down. But big game for Jaden Daniels, man. He keeps impressing as a rookie, going on the road like that. But Tampa Bay, you can't fumble the ball down there. You can't fumble the ball down there when you're in the red zone in the playoffs. You just can't fumble the ball like that, especially when you got momentum.
I thought it would be interceptions. It was a fumble, but Baker Mayfield was gonna find a way to give the ball to the other team.
Yeah, he ain't lying. I was watching the game and I'm like, did like Washington kind of like just fizz out, and then all of a sudden they just found out a way to win. Like you said, Tampa Bay was doing their best to lose this game, bro. Like, they were doing their best to lose it. Think about it. Washington barely scored in what? Most of the game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what was going on. It was just shout out to Daniels, man. He's having a great rookie campaign.
Yeah, he is.
They capitalize. Yeah, they capitalize on that turnover. They capitalize on that. But yeah, Baker, he's gonna be Baker.
I mean, you went 15 for 18. Are you like only 18 passes?
But
the way they play, it's like.
Yeah. Baker's a guy you can't. He's almost kind of like Jameis. You can't give him. You got to give him a certain amount of passes because if you go over that, them turnovers going to start piling up.
This is true.
He's going to find the other team.
Washington is going to Detroit. So good luck. But you're inside, so you might have a chance. AFC. On the AFC side, start off with the Chargers. Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions. Just
ain't nothing else to talk about.
Like, for a guy that people was like trying to say he's gonna be one of the best, this is not.
I mean, is he Phillip Rivers 2.0?
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I ain't put a label on him.
That's the best way you can put it.
All right.
I mean, we see Phillip Rivers have these great regular seasons, and the playoff comes in. 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to comment on this game. You throw 4 interceptions, you can't expect to win nothing.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of quarterbacks, I mean, players, period. But I think a lot of quarterbacks are who they are, man. And I think we keep wanting them to be something else, but they are who they are.
It's like the people that cover the game. They try to put them on this pedestal, and it's kind of like they look good throwing the ball, but the results don't match what you're trying to point at.
I just think some organizations just ain't meant to win.
I mean, you're right. They kind of like a cursed organization, anyways.
Like,
I mean, they got to move back to San Diego. Shoot.
I'm just saying.
Denver. I mean, they was just happy to be in the playoffs. They went in there. They went in there. They was up 7-3 in the first quarter, and then everything went downhill after that. But you got a rookie quarterback. You're going up against an MVP candidate in James Cook.
I'll tell you what, Buffalo did what they should have did for Allen. They ran the ball 44 times and didn't give him a chance to throw him out the game. I love it. You know me, I'm an Allen fan. But, he's, as Ann said, he's going to throw the ball to the other team, just like Baker. And the thing about Allen is he got the utmost confidence. He's going to try to beam it through 3 or 4 people. So I'm just glad he actually stuck to the game plan.
Yeah, I didn't expect much from Denver in that game at all. But it's crazy, right? Like they try to put Allen as this like amazing quarterback or whatever, and he literally just runs the ball. Like, he can't pass at all. He can't pass at all. When like Lamar Jackson was doing that, like, he had to show us he could pass. He has to be a passer. He has to show us he could pass and blah blah blah. But they want to give Allen the MVP. Right? This dude can't even throw the ball.
And I like that, like, the teams that are winning, they're showing that you need to rely on your running back. We're from the eras where, like, yeah, we do the quarterbacks, but the running backs were the man. Like, you know what I mean? It's going back to that, I feel like.
And it's always in the playoffs. Playoff football has always been, you got to run that ball. You got to be able to run that ball, because if you ain't, you're going to be packing.
I mean, in football, the safest way to travel is on the ground. Remember, I told you my driving the car in the airplane one. So, you know.
But I like you. I am not a Josh Allen fan. I always tell people I don't see the hype about Josh Allen. He's a good quarterback, not great. Last year I got in an argument with Bills fans because I told them your quarterback leads the league in interception every year. What do you guys want me to do? He's not that good. And we had a whole argument. I had a whole argument with Bills fans about that. They just wouldn't accept the fact that the dude threw 18 interceptions in the season. Twice.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole just arguing about another man in general.
Oh, man. Yeah. But back more. Derrick Henry. I mean, if Lamar Jackson wasn't having that season he was having and Joe Burrow didn't have the season he was having, Derrick Henry would probably be the MVP of the league.
Not before Barton.
Not before who? Barkley? Oh, yeah.
But it's always going to go to a quarterback.
Yeah,
sure.
Is what I'm saying. If the MVP wasn't just a quarterback award, Barkley and Henry would probably be the top two candidates.
I mean, think about it. They both got traded. The Eagles haven't lost the beat, or lost the beat, and the Ravens are looking like, Super Bowl contenders.
Right.
Yeah.
Lamar, having another outstanding game. Like, they really got to start looking at talking about his efficiency, because the way he throws the ball, not a lot of completions, a lot of effective passes. He's had like over 100 quarterback rating the last couple games, and he don't turn the ball over.
And they're very efficient in the red zone as a team. It's just because you have Lamar and you got Henry.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
But this is like Baltimore. That's like Baltimore. The way they're playing, that's like the identity of Baltimore.
I mean, now, and they got the defense to match. Because before, remember, Baltimore was really known for their defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they have an equal balanced team now.
Yeah. What should the Steelers do? They got a lot of decisions to make.
Man, run the ball more than 11 times.
Should they bring back Russell? Should they just give the keys to Justin Fields, help him develop?
I mean, how much time does Russell have left? You know what I mean, to play at that level. So, and you got a young stallion that's behind him. So who knows?
Yeah. To play at what level?
I mean, this year going to the playoffs, and I'm not a Russell fan. If you heard, I was talking about the man. He actually shut me up this year. So he got them to the playoffs when they weren't looking too good. So I don't know, man.
They weren't. They were 5-0 when he started playing. What are you talking about?
And I was mad he got put in there,
when he started playing,
he kept them afloat, brother. He kept them afloat.
Afloat. They were 5-0 when he started playing. What are you even talking about?
Could have lost all them joints.
They were fine.
I know.
Started playing. And then he came in, and I haven't looked, but I promise you, if we look at what the team was doing with him and Justin Fields, it's probably damn near identical.
I'll look that up.
They didn't really get better with Russell Wilson. There was a game or two where he pushed the ball down the field a little more, but then it went right back to pretty much the same thing Justin Fields was doing.
I'm looking that up right now. Yeah.
It's like the team, not the individual guy. But what the team was doing, it's probably like a 2 or 3 more points, a couple more yards. Like, he didn't come in and like really change anything. The first couple games, it looked different. He pushed the ball down the field, but that was it.
I think he had like so Yeah, Fields had like a game where he had like over 320 yards passing, and then the most that Wilson had was that game against Cincinnati, like that crazy game where he threw 400 yards. That was the only time he went over, like he threw that many yards. Every other game has been like 200. Like the highest after that is 278. But every other game has like been like 150, around the 150, 250 range.
Yeah, he didn't do anything much different than Justin Fields.
They brought him to the playoffs, And I was vouching for Fields. I was mad when they just put Russell in there to please people. But I was hoping that he wasn't going to do as well. But man, shut me up.
Pittsburgh, I think they need to like kind of get with the times too as far as the NFL, like the way NFL play calling is going, because they still they want to be good but not great. That's what I'm saying. They want to have these good regular seasons, get to the playoffs. That's fine. We could talk about how we never missed the playoffs, but then that's like their ceiling right now. That's what like they're happy with right at this point right now. So it's kind of weird with them.
I mean, Pittsburgh, you either seriously go get a quarterback or you get rid of Tomlin. Like you pick one of the two things. Either you think you hit your ceiling with him as a coach, or he hasn't had a quarterback since Roethlisberger. So, and then Roethlisberger the last couple of years he was trash. So it's been a while since he's had a quarterback over there.
Kenny Pickett.
I don't know.
Who's no longer on the team. So, yeah.
I just think we expect more out the Steelers just because they're, a Herald franchise. But sometimes some teams or franchises just, takes a while to get back to where they was.
Yeah. And the thing about them, they don't make changes. Like Tomlin's like their third head coach ever.
Because they got away with that.
They're like the Patriots in that sense, where they don't really go after a lot of players, and they don't rarely make trades. They don't do anything.
The times.
Yeah, they gotta get with the times. Our last NFL nugget. All right, we'll talk about the firing of Gerard Mayo and the hiring of Mike Vrabel. I was talking to Joey about this. You never want to be the guy to replace the legend. You never want to be you always want to be the guy that comes after the guy that got fired.
Yeah, but you would think, though, like they would have gave him at least 2 years, him being, part of the, the franchise and things like that. But I said before the show starts, you don't know how much time you got with that franchise before they tell you, F you don't matter that much.
Yeah, and it just seemed like, Mayo could have helped himself, too, because they just looked bad. Like, everything just looked bad. But also, it was kind of like you was coming in a situation that was a hot mess.
Nobody knew what to expect.
Yeah, you was coming into a situation that was kind of a hot mess. Like, management was kind of, ain't know what they were doing. They didn't want to spend money in the offseason and all that. So, raw deal. But when you lose 41 to like 7 against the Chargers, and then you have another embarrassing performance, it's like, yeah, your time's up.
Yeah, but they're terrible. What were they supposed to do? What were they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, did it matter
If he was the coach or if I was the coach, like, they were terrible, bro. Like, the games he won, I didn't think they would, like, the 3-4 games they won, I didn't think they were gonna win. The games they covered the spread against, like, Buffalo, like I don't know. They probably played above whatever they probably played above their like threshold anyway. Like, they're bad. What was he supposed to do?
Yeah, it's like it's the first time in 20-some years, right, with no Belichick. We had no idea what was going to happen with this franchise or how well they're going to do, how bad they were going to do. So, like, you could at least get them in a second year just to see.
I don't think it would have mattered if Belichick was still the coach.
Oh, yeah. I can just say it now. Yeah.
The team is bad.
Yeah,
it's just bad. Yeah,
they're bad.
Yeah,
Nobody was going to succeed in that situation.
Nah, but it's like you get them in 1 year, not even a full year, like damn near.
They probably wanted Mike Vrabel from the jump. Just couldn't get him.
Behind the
but
scenes.
Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
Mike Vrabel, Tennessee for a long time. Yeah.
He was at Tennessee.
Coaching.
Yeah. Yep.
What happened when he was there?
He got that one playoff win, 2 playoff wins. So I think he'd be
absolutely nothing happened.
Yo, just say it. Absolutely nothing happened when he was over there. So why is he such a great hire?
I'll be honest. I felt like it was some tampering behind the scenes, man.
Did you?
I mean, he was like, I mean, I guess he was he actually coached under Belichick, and Mayo didn't, right? He just played for him. But why is Mike Vrabel such a good hire? He coached in Tennessee for what, 5, 6, 7 seasons? They didn't do anything.
Also, if you look at their offenses, those Tennessee offenses, especially their pass offense, was like bottom of the league.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because Mike Vrabel's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
What was Tennessee known for? The running back, right?
Yeah, so.
Multiple running backs, too, by the way.
Everybody was so. They were so eager to get Mike Vrabel, and I'm just like, all right.
Because he's a Belichick guy.
Yeah, and then
right? Did he play for the Patriots? But he coached under Belichick too, right?
Yeah, he played, and yeah, he was.
That's why, right? Mayo didn't coach under Belichick; he just played for him, right? Like I think everybody feels like, oh, Vrabel's like a New England Patriot guy. But let's see if he could come win, because he didn't really do too great where he was in his last stint. So that's weird to me.
Be surprised if people start having unrealistic expectations. Well,
right? Instead of giving a new guy a couple years to figure it out, like Mayo, you go find an old guy that was already not good for 7, 8 years or whatever, and he's supposed to be better. All right, let's see.
You know what I mean? Some trash ain't recyclable. And they love recycling trash in the NFL.
Yeah, and yes. We'll see how they do in this offseason, how they're gonna help the team this offseason. But yeah, man.
Yeah, because players are gonna be. I don't think it matters who the coach is.
Yeah.
They don't have the guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For real.
And they got the 4th pick in the draft. So.
And what you really gonna do in the offseason? You guys got hired. Like, what moves you really gonna make compared to Mayo, knowing what they need? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We might be in for another 4-win season next year.
I'm anticipating it. Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we just gotta be like all the.
And none of this like sports stuff, big business. So like none of this is like a shock, right? They didn't just like fire Jared Mayo and then be like, yo, let's go after Vrabel and sign him 2 days later. Like Mike Vrabel's probably been the head coach halfway through the season, right? He's probably been watching film and breaking it down and doing this and that. It was probably already a done deal.
Looks weird and feels weird. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said like that. There was definitely something behind the scenes going on.
I mean, everybody with 2 eyeballs knows what was going on.
I mean, some people like playing Cyclops though.
Man, let's go to Joey. Man, you talked about the high school hoop season. You gave our thoughts on like the season so far. We're like already halfway through the season. It's already
And I got to make some games, man.
halfway through it. A lot of teams. We got some teams struggling. We got some teams doing well. But check this out, and we're gonna come back. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are back after a long hiatus. I don't know when the last time y'all saw us, but we back. I gotta turn this hat. We lost last night, but I don't care. I'm still gonna wear my hat because apparently some of these Lynn Classical, I don't know who it is, but some of the Lynn Classical alums or whatever, I don't know. They mad at me for some reason. I don't know what I did to them, but they mad at me. Instead of celebrating their team getting the first win over the school in like 7 years, they're focusing their energy on me and some other folks.
What a great game, though. Good for the city. Good for the city.
Yeah, man, it's good for the city, good for the schools. I'm just glad we got a close Lynn Classical and English game because I can't tell you when the last one that actually came down to the wire like that. I don't know when the last one was, but last night, 5 in a row for Classical. 5 in a row, and I had some stuff to say about them after the Christmas tournament, and just like good teams do, they bounce back, they handle the criticism, and they are playing very, very good basketball. Shout out to the coaching staff and the players. They're really on the roll right now.
Yeah, since we did our preview with the Classical boys team, Coach Avery preached defense. He always does defense, and passion on that defensive end clearly on display. last night. And I think as long as everything's done in moderation, I think the physicality, the tough shots, everything's good last night. You know, between classical and English, everything was good. Coach Abro said, you know, he loved it, the physicality and everything like that. So good for the city, good for everyone there. Hopefully people enjoyed watching the videos, reading about it. So congratulations, class.
Well, apparently they don't enjoy watching the videos because apparently I'm biased when I'm doing my play-by-play. Allegedly I was biased towards English the whole game last night. I really want to know what game that person was listening to, so I have to get a second opinion. I told somebody to go watch that game and let me know if I was biased. But classical, last 3:26, they held English to 3 points. You know, English went up 50. They went up like 55 to 49 or somewhere around there. Cam Rucker hit a big three to tie it up. English got a basket. Then Cam Rucker again made a play on the inbound. He just, you know, lazy pass. The offensive player didn't go towards the ball. Cam Rucker went to the ball and got it. Found Deshaun Rucker, layup, and then Roki on the other end. He did a good job rotating on Denzel as on the game sealing block for the Rams. So that's definitely, you could just see by the celebration at the end of the game. That's like a win that they needed to just kind of like for all the doubters to kind of like keep them quiet for a little bit, because everybody was saying you guys are winning these games, but let's see how you do against English, and they did fairly well.
Yeah, I think they listened to the outside noise, took it well, and it was kind of a tricky December, an up and down month for classical, but winners of 5 straight, and now it's, you know, what's next?
Yeah, what's next? I believe they're on the road next.
Can you know, try to get it to 10, try to take on these programs home or away and just keep the momentum going and don't be satisfied. And I know Coach Avery and company, they're going to have that mindset instilled. So I'm excited.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on these. You don't have a letdown. Luckily, they're back on the court tomorrow. They're traveling to Revere. You know, they played Revere a couple weeks ago at Salem State. They beat them. So they got that. Then they got Medford coming in. So, you know, all these games they got coming up are very winnable games for the Rams. So eager to see how they do and how this carries over. But yeah, it's a good moment, good time for them right now. They're definitely playing really well. Who we got? St. Mary's. They're still undefeated. They got another win last night. I put in the post I made last week, I think they're going to be favored in all their games the rest of the way. I don't see, like, looking at this schedule, I don't see anybody that's going to be favored against them. They got more experience, and I think they just look at the teams on that schedule. They just head and shoulders better than. So I think they're putting themselves to position themselves really well for the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, St. Mary's, I think, has everything you want in a good core program. They've got the veterans, they've got the young guys. I mean, Jake can shoot it as good as anyone in the city. They got the coaching, obviously, and the passion's there on both ends. They've shown an ability to win close games and also take care of business in the games that you should.
Yeah.
And we saw them win the Lynn tournament, which was great. And I'm looking forward to a deep run. I think St. Mary's boys and girls have what it takes to do that. So I'm dialed in.
Yeah, speaking of the girls, big game last night, but you know, the sophomore Bella Olumi came up big down the stretch, hitting the game, the go-ahead three-pointer late in the fourth quarter to get the 46-43 win against defending state champs Cathedral. These two teams, each time they meet, it literally always comes down to the wire. But that was a hell of a game for this St. Mary's team. They're really, you know, they played a few ranked teams already, and you know they've been on the winning end of that.
Last night, I mean, Tuesday was the night of the comeback because St. Mary's down 18 in the third, took care of business. Classical girls were down 11 at halftime, took care of business, and I think the girls in Lynn are really skilled right now and very fun to watch. I mean, from, you know, Divine Egbuda with classical, from Mara Flores with English, Angelise Bingham, 1,000-point scorer now. Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
So I'm having a lot of fun just reporting on the girls, and excited to see some tournament runs.
The classical girls still undefeated, or are they undefeated, or they got one loss? They have one loss?
They've got a couple.
I haven't been paying attention, but they're not on a winning streak right now. So also, the Lynn English girls, I think that last night was their third win in a row. They defeated Chelsea.
Yeah.
As you said, Amara had 35 points. Amara Flores. The game before that, her and Dede had an outstanding game against Everett. It seemed like everything came together for them, because usually like the one game I went to, it was like the second half, the fourth quarter did them in, like executed in the fourth quarter, and it's looking like now they're executing and closing out games properly, so that's good, because they need, if they want to make the tournament, they gotta keep playing like they are playing right now.
And we've talked with Coach Sydney Brennan, who I think is doing a great job. Year 1 to year 2. You'd expect, some more execution and some more maturity, and I think the girls are buying into what Sydney's putting down. I love the culture there, and I just think it takes a minute for year 1, right? Last year, how to close a game, how not to lose a lead, stuff like that.
Right.
But now I think they're doing it, and the record's improving, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season.
They're playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of those girls on the team are playing with a lot of confidence. You could tell the way they're shooting the ball, shooting it with confidence and stuff. So they just got to continue that. You mentioned Angelise Bingham. Monday, she needed 27 points to get 1,000 points. She got exactly 27 points. It was a great night for her and her family, scoring 1,000 20 years after her father scored 1,000 points. So it's everything coming full circle. But it's good job on that for that young lady, and they got the win. The most important thing, they got the win. And they won last night over Kip. So things are rolling right now for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of other players contributing too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're 7-3. Love what Coach Wechsler is doing there. A lot of versatile scoring. Just if we can't get to a game, I enjoy talking to Caitlin. And so many things done well. Players are buying in. They're rebounding offensively and defensively, making plays, hustling. And she gives shout-outs to, it seems like a different player every night, which is what you want to see from a high school program. So glad to see what Tech's doing.
A lot of young players, too, are kind of getting that getting in the rotation. Players that didn't play last year much, so that's a good experience for that. On the opposite end, the boys, though, they dropped one to Lowell Catholic, a tough one on the road. The thing about the Lynn Tech boys team, they've been in a lot of the games. Every single one of the games that they've lost, they've been in it. It's literally has come down to the fourth quarter on a lot of those games, or just like entire second halves. So they still have yet to put together a full game. I think when they do that, they're really good. But right now, it's like they're putting together half games. So they got to put everything together. So, but I mean, you got to find a way to string together some wins now at this point in the season, because you don't want to end up having to maybe like wait till like the last couple games of the season to position yourself to possibly make the postseason. Yeah,
just about halfway through the season. It's frustrating if you're a Tech fan, because you look at the record 2-7, and like you said, it could easily be 4-5, 5-4, 6-3, something like that. And like you said, it's just about being consistent all 4 quarters. Outplayed all 4 quarters last night, Tuesday night against Lowell Catholic. And when you talk to Coach Bingham, he'll just say we were either playing Lynn Tech basketball or we weren't. He loves defense, he loves hustle, and just some passion on both ends of the floor. So I think the culture's there. I think the foundation's there from what they've been doing the last few years, and I hope wins will come. Yeah, same here. But they got some tough ones coming up too. They got they got a Greater Lawrence team coming in here next week, taking on them, and that's gonna be a matchup. But if they can be able to pull that one out, that's gonna be definitely a big confidence booster for them. All right, and we are back. All right, college football national title game is set. Ohio State versus Notre Dame. I don't know if you guys watched the Ohio State versus Texas game, but I think I texted you and I just said that Texas quarterback is trash. Actually, all the quarterbacks I saw in this playoffs have been trash. But
I'm gonna let Ant go.
That Texas quarterback was trash.
Hey, what you think, man?
Yeah, he played terrible. I mean, in all of their like losses and stuff, it's kind of been him playing terrible.
Yeah, remember I said they should have put man in there. You know, it's funny. My coworker across the hall from me, she went to Texas. So her mood has been like a roller coaster like past few weeks. And today, I asked her yesterday, how you feeling today? Like, because I didn't want to ask her on Monday. Because I know she was hot. But, yeah, I'll be honest. I said it to you. I called you right after that happened. I was like, yeah, they should have kicked it. I get it. They were going for it. You said they wouldn't get the ball back. But I'm like, what if they 3-and-out him? You know what I mean? So I don't know. That whole situation was weird to me. But yeah, he's not that good.
Terrible play calling too.
Yeah.
You was at the 2-yard line, then you're at the 8-yard line because you're calling some terrible plays that just don't work against a defense that moves well side to side. They got to the Reds. They got to the goal line and completely forgot how they got there.
Yeah.
Like what? Well, this is good for Ohio State to get in the national title game. You know, they wanted to fire the coach after they lost to Michigan, and
they always want to fire the coach,
right?
Especially against Michigan.
Right. You like the lost. I think they lost the last 4 to Michigan or whatever. But
I mean, look who they had there, and he finally left.
Yeah, but this year's team.
Still same players that he recruited, right? So, but I'm not an Ohio State fan, but I just feel like college football is better when Ohio State is good. So I actually liked what I was seeing the other night.
Yeah, and this is like the thing people were trying to avoid, or like they wanted to get away from, is like the big dog schools in the national title game with the expanded playoffs. But look what we got. I mean, we got the traditional.
I don't think that's what I don't think they're trying to get away from it. I think they're just trying to open it up for more bigger schools to be able to be in there, right? When it's only 4. You know what I mean? That's like 4 is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they're opening up for more teams to have an opportunity to get in it. I don't think it's necessarily for the blue bloods, like with comments like Todd talking about college football is better when Ohio State is good. Yeah, what does that even mean, bro? What does that even mean, man? Like, Ohio State doesn't have to be good for college football to be good. Yeah, that's crazy.
With the whole, like, I'm not a big fan of the playoff having that many teams, but we've seen in the past when they had the FBS how like there was like multiple undefeated teams
the BCS
that got screwed. So like, but I just feel like the standard's not as high as it once was. Like, there's so many like 2-loss teams, 1-loss teams. Are there going to be many like undefeated teams? Like,
but the thing is, they wanted parity.
That shows parity. That's good that they're on a bunch of undefeated teams at the end of the year.
Parity and stuff, and you know, people complain about which team should be in, which team should be not in. But then everything all evens out because you kind of see most of the times the better team is going to win.
Yeah, that's a whole different story, right? Like, so everybody's complaining like, oh, it was all blowouts in the college playoffs. Yeah, that is what it is. The games have to be played, right? It's a blowout, but like the criteria to get in is the criteria to get in. So you can't, like, when guys get in, end up getting blown out, you can't look back and be like, oh well, Georgia should have got in, or Clemson. Like those teams lost anyway in their bowl games and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be in the first round and this, that, and the third. The criteria is the criteria, man. I mean, I think you could to look back and be like, oh well, this team should have got in. Like, who knows that they wouldn't have lost by 20? We don't know. You look at the NFL game. All the NFL games were pretty much 20-point wins. Right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. The games have to be played. I mean, I think it's way better with 12 teams instead of 4 teams. And
one of those, I don't care.
How you get in is how you get in, man. Just win your games during the season. I don't know what to tell you.
Those, like, I mean, don't complain about this team should be in and this team shouldn't. If this team had did what they did and won certain games that they were supposed to and not have some of these letdowns that they have, they'd be in. But you got to win these games that you schedule. Like, I mean, when you schedule a cupcake game, win that cupcake game so that it won't affect you later on in the season. Later on.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with the parity, but I feel like some of these teams, they just kind of take off weeks, bro, and they could take an L, and they know they'll still have a chance in the end of the season. That's how I feel. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, like, that's how I feel.
But
you really can't though. You really can't just take a L and be fine at the end of the season.
You an SEC team, you might have a chance.
if you lose, the thing is, if you lose early on the
you lose
season,
early.
it won't affect you later on in the season. Because also like with the committee, it's more so with the committee. Like if you lose early on, it should affect you, but then they'll like look at what team lost later on as like, or as the season comes closer to an end.
Yes,
they look at that,
because that's how it works. If I lose to a team that ends up going to beat the number 2 team in the country, that works in my favor. That's how it works.
But Notre Dame, Ohio State Monday should be an interesting one, like because Notre Dame they're playing Notre Dame ball, but this is still the team I saw that lost to Northern Illinois, and then they just beat the brakes off Georgia. So it's just crazy. It's so crazy.
I don't know what to expect out of Notre Dame.
Me either. I don't even know what to expect out of this game because both of these teams kind of been like up and down as far as play, but you know they're playing well now. Georgia, on the other hand, I told you that quarterback, man, he's messing up for our guy Jornell.
I mean, I asked you what quarterbacks were good in the playoffs.
None of them.
I mean, there had to be a couple.
Nah.
There had to be a couple. Like,
Nah. I think it's been mainly like the running backs and the skill.
Damn.
Nah. I'm telling you, I can't. Nah.
We had this conversation on the phone.
I know.
You said Arizona State quarterback was all right.
That running back but it was that running back. That running back, I forget the name. He was doing work against Texas.
Okay.
He took over the game.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, none of these quarterbacks has been good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, whatever. It's been good. Cooper Flagg set the freshman record, 42 points against Notre Dame the other day. Duke's on a roll. They're coming up to BC this Saturday. It's a primetime game. Oh man, and you know what the worst part is? They just decided to make it a national televised game.
Well, I mean, of course they did.
But normally it's a noon game, so now like the whole nation's just gonna see how some of us that attend the BC games will be seeing. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be something. But there's been a lot of good players in college basketball that's done some good things. Like freshman wise, Dylan Harper.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing.
He's been doing good. What's the dude from Maryland?
I forgot his name.
Derek Queen, is that his name?
Yep.
Derek Queen, he's been doing well. So I mean, we had Missouri won last night. Was it Missouri? Florida against Florida.
Yeah, but I think
Missouri beat Florida.
Yeah, Missouri beat them by 3, right? 3 or 4.
One.
It was 1. All right.
Yeah, I think it ended up being 1.
And they're playing well. So there's like some teams that are really playing well, and then there's like some other teams. Arkansas, not playing so well. Indiana, not playing so well.
I haven't even heard much about Indiana.
Yeah. Baylor, I was watching that game against Arizona. Every time I watch Baylor, they're always down big.
Yeah.
Like every time. But man, that's it for college. Boxing. Pedro, what's our boxing update?
Hey man, boxing is back again. This year we have a slew of fights that are coming up, starting with this one. Yona Inoue, he's fighting, he's putting all his titles on the line January 24th.
Yeah.
But of course, that's like at 3 a.m., something like that, so nobody's going to be watching that. And the next one is this big fight. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, against this Cuban, David Morrell. They're both young. They're both 6'1". They're going to be fighting at 175 pounds, so it should be great. Any thoughts on that?
Nah, I just sucked my teeth because on Instagram I see Benavidez just wailing on Rashidi, man. I wasn't feeling that.
Oh.
I wasn't feeling that when I caught
fight?
that. Yeah, I think, yeah. I wasn't at all. Because I thought it was some random person. And I'm like, hold up. This is Ellis. I'm like, oh, no.
We supposed to get Rashidi's going to come on here. We gotta. He going to come in the studio.
Benavidez is nice, though.
That's going to be February 1st. Then on the 2nd, women's boxing, Clarissa Shields. She's going to be fighting this girl, Danielle Perkins. She's about 6'2", man.
Where these women come from, bro? I don't be hearing about no female boxing ever until Clarissa Shields is about to fight somebody and the girl just pops up like.
That's why we ain't talking about her, man. She'll be fighting at heavyweight for the 2nd time. So.
But where do they fight? That's what I'm saying. Like.
Where?
Yeah, like.
The zone. Well, she's gonna be returning home again in Detroit. So that's going to be against Danielle Perkins. She's 6'2". Larissa's about 5'8", so that's going to be interesting.
No.
All right.
Okay.
And February 22nd, the rematch against Better Biv versus B-Ball. And look, all the fights under it. What is it, the Riyadh season or whatever?
Okay, Shakur's back.
Shakur's back.
Yeah, he better do something or else I ain't watching no more of his fights.
Daniel Dubois and Virgil Ortiz too. I mean, these guys are really good, man. So it's going to be a great card. As you can see,
there's a lot of fights.
7 fights. Yep.
A lot of fights. And then I saw allegedly Crawford and Canelo are in discussions about a fight.
It's not finalized, but hey, man, money talks.
Yeah, they're in discussion, so that fight will happen in 2029.
I mean, Canelo needs to stop running from Benavidez, but when I see how Benavidez be throwing them things, I see why Canelo want no smoke. Benavidez fast, big, like tall, like Canelo don't want that smoke.
And mind you, he went up in weight, even though he didn't look as great on his first fight at 175, but that's okay.
Who?
Benavidez. He fought against this dude, 37-year-old. European guy, and I tell you, he's a veteran, but damn, he didn't look as good, but he ended up winning the fight. Benavidez did.
Okay, all right.
And one more, and the last one will be this one. Tank Davis against Lamont Roach, coming up in weight from 130.
Man.
What's the outcome on that?
Let's say he's conditioned enough. Like, you know what I mean? You going up in weight, you got to have a different type of condition. You see the last guy that went up. Well, I ain't got time for all that.
Well, that's it, man. That's it. That's all these fights coming up in the next couple of months.
All right. We got post-game interviews and highlights. We got Amara and Dede, we got Angie, we got Deshaun, and then we got highlights from a couple games. So check these out, and then we're going to come back, close out, give more thoughts on Lynn Sports. Yeah, check these out.
Parents stop being so sensitive.
Oh, my gosh.
Make a team, and they understand.
Ready? All right, that's back-to-back games, ladies. It's been an all-out team effort. 63 points today. Second half defensively was really stout defense. What did you ladies do to slow them down in the second half?
I think a lot of it has to do with our 3-2 press. I think in our 3-2 press we work really good as a team, especially trapping in the corner. Yeah, I think that just overall we always beat them in a 3-2 press.
Dede, for you, offense, you got the offense going for the team. 5 quick points in the first quarter, then you started doing a little bit of everything else. Was this just like a carryover for you offensively from the last game, like having a good game, and then this is carrying over?
I just feel like, I don't know, I just came out ready. I just came out confident. Usually, like other games, I'm kind of slow in the first half. So I feel like these past 2 games, I just been coming out hard, coming out strong, and the team is helping me as well, getting these passes, good D, steals, everything like that. So I just feel like as long as I come out hard in the first quarter, I'll be good.
Yeah, early on, like some of the games this season, it's been like the second half has been what did you guys, the games will be close and then the team will pull away. It seemed like this game, it seemed like everything came together for you as a team, like offensively and defensively. Is that just you guys finally settling in and just trying to correct those mistakes that you had on in previous games?
I think a lot of it has to do with off the court stuff. I think the team has been bonding a lot off the court, so it's definitely came into a really good factor on the court, and it's been making us play as a team a lot better.
First off, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great. Yeah.
You guys got the win, the most important part. How good is this team playing right now? I know you guys got a couple wins together right now. How good is this team going right now?
I would say our team is going well. I mean, we have some new people, and they're not, well, at like, my level, but us practicing every day, making them better.
How is, having this moment, everybody here, family here. I don't know if you know this, but 20 years ago, your dad, he got his 1,000th point in 2005. How this moment, just everyone here, for you being the second member of your family on the Lin-Tech, that's going to be on the Lin-Tech banner.
For me, it feels like very wholesome because I wanted this for a long time. I practiced every day, worked out every night, pushed myself to be or try to be as good as my dad. So now that I finally meet the requirement and finally I'm able to be on there, and I'm so happy, and yeah.
How much of a relief it is now that this is over with, that you don't even have to think about it anymore?
Yeah, it's such a relief because at first I was really nervous, oh, this is gonna take forever. I mean, it went by really fast. It went from 130 to 60 to 27, and I did it all today, which is actually incredible because I didn't think I was gonna make it today.
Quick turnaround, you guys got another game tomorrow?
Yes, we play versus Kip.
All right, so how you just gonna let this, enjoy this, but get to focus on Kip, because it's a rivalry game, and you guys want to get on that winning track and start this winning streak.
Yeah, I think when we play versus Kip, we'll be extremely ready. I mean, after this, it'll take less focus off of my 1,000 and all that, and we'll push through, get the win, and get better.
All right, congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.
All right, man. First one, it's wild in here, but third quarter you got going. I mean, tell me what got you going in that third quarter.
My coaches, they kept telling me to push. I was a little down in the first two halves, but third quarter they told me to take over, and I took over.
You guys turn over here, you guys turn it over, but then you guys get the turnover and you get the bucket. Walk me through that turnover right there to get you guys the bucket to get the lead.
That turnover got us into the mode, got us into the focus to win the game.
5 in a row for you guys right now. You guys are playing really well. This was a big test for you guys. You guys handled their run late. You guys were able to put your own run to get yourself in a position to end that. What does this win do for you guys going forward?
This win really does a lot for us. We're gonna keep going all our games. We're gonna keep going on a win streak. We're gonna keep going.
All right. Lastly, that last defensive possession right there. It seemed like a lot of guys corralled in there. What did you guys tell yourselves on that possession?
Yeah, we knew they were gonna go 4 across down, so we dropped back. Rookie got the block. We got a fast break position, layup, game.
All right, man. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Two cribs. That's his second. right, we are back. There's a lot of good games coming up this week. Thursday, Greater Lawrence is playing Kip. Kip is playing really well. I heard Greater Lawrence they have a really good team this year.
Greater Lawrence Tech.
Yeah.
See, people keep saying Greater Lawrence. I'm thinking that's a whole new school. My freshman year, we played Greater Lawrence.
Yeah, the Orange team. Right?
Yeah, the Orange team. And then, like, their locker room was like a cage, like some 1970s, 80s stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
they have a really good team this year.
Okay, that's dope.
I've been hearing. I also heard Masco. They have a really good team this year.
Aren't they kind of decent every year?
Yeah.
They're like a well-oiled machine. I think at middle school and high school too, though.
I think so. I don't know if you remember this story, but their head coach, I don't know, this was like back in 2002. Like, remember them kids in Lawrence that drowned in a pond? It was like on a winter day they fell through the ice.
Damn. Nah.
Like he was like one of the survivors from there.
Oh, word?
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting story about that Masco head coach. Yeah.
Okay.
This dude.
You say from Lawrence?
Yeah, he's from Lawrence and stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah, man. As Ant said, they're at Hoop Hall this weekend.
Yeah. We're in Springfield this weekend. The Hoop Hall Classic is going down. I'm pretty sure it goes from like Friday to Monday. It's one of the biggest prep tournaments in the country, by 70 plus teams. So headed down tomorrow, and we'll be out there this weekend. We play Friday at 12 against Golden State Prep, and then we play Saturday at 9 in the morning against Drive Academy, which is a team from Finland.
Okay. All right. Good luck, man. Good luck. If we'll make it down there, definitely good luck.
That drive. that drive, man. Because I remember when I had to drive out to Springfield a couple of times, and Tone was coaching out there. That drive is depressing.
It's a straight.
Yeah. It's a nice little ride. And Tone actually plays like 2 games after we play on Friday. So Tone will be there too. Putnam will be there. Everybody's gonna be there.
Everybody's
That's
gonna be there.
dope,
Yeah, I think one of the other Darrell teams plays on Brimmer. Brimmer, Cam Thornton.
Cam. Yep. Cam's on there.
They're on there, but hey, man, if you don't got a chance, go rewatch last night's Lynn Costco and English game. Go watch that. It was an entertaining game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, very, very, very entertaining game. I would say for English, they have a lot of soul searching to do. Some of those guys got to play like seniors. They're not playing like seniors. So, and we're reaching that point where the season's almost over. So you gotta step it up, because you don't wanna be on the outside looking in while everybody's season's going on and you're turning in the jersey for the last time.
When you see us, we don't want to hear no excuses. You heard the man. Play like seniors.
Hey guys, real quick.
Yeah. English stops 5 seniors, man. There's no way they should be 5-5 right now, or 5-6 right now, whatever they are.
And them guys see us all the time.
What you gonna say, Pedro?
All right, here we go. Show one more time.
There we go. Denzel. Costco wins it. Al is heated. Wow. Costco wins it. 61-50.
They had enough time to intentionally foul, because there was still like 8 seconds left. You could have intentionally fouled. You would have only been down 3. Make the free throws. Give yourself another chance. But yeah, man, that's just.
Yeah, they were already done. Alvin was already on the court before Buddy even made the layup.
They were checked out. But a lot of guys, like Ant said, Costco looks good. The guards on that team stepped up. They needed that. Lynn Tech, they got, as CB says, he got figured out with them. It's just like he's trying to push every buttons, but it's like, yeah.
And we already talked about it off camera too.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on camera, because I don't know who's gonna watch. I hope these kids watch. But yeah, man, listen. I watch these games. I've been watching games all year. Mook sends me everything and anything else I find, because it's in my algorithm now. So if Costco records the game themselves, it'll pop up in my thing or whatever. But I watched a lot of games. Like I said, Tech the least, but I still watched like 2 or 3 games of Tech. And man, every team except for probably I haven't seen it in the St. Mary's game and not really in a classical game either. So I guess I'm just talking to English and Tech. Really, the body language is so terrible, man. Like, bro, I'm way in Canada and I'm a prep school coach. I'm watching you guys. You have no idea who's watching when games are just up on YouTube, man. They could be college coaches watching. They could be guys overseas watching. They could be agent, whatever. You never know who's watching you. And there's been multiple times in games with English and Tech, I've seen coach call timeout and everybody walks over to the bench with their head down and they're down 1 point with 5 minutes left. And in my head, I'm like, there's no way they're going to win this game. They already quit, man. So if you guys are listening, never know who's watching, and body language yells at coaches. It screams off the screen, man. It screams off the screen. When I see timeouts called and everybody head down, walking to, like, I don't want anything to do with any of those players, man. Like, it says a lot about who you are, man. So, you know, I don't know if they watch film and watch their own games, but it looks bad. It looks bad.
And you're just reiterating stuff I've been saying the last couple weeks. And yeah, you know, I sent you them games where you just, from the tip off, where you saw the body language before the game even started was bad. So
yeah. That game at Salem State when they lost to the team that had no way, like that, they didn't even want to play. They didn't even want to be there. Like, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Say, like, yeah, I'm glad you said it, because we say the same thing. And, you know, we believe the game's not over till there's 0 on the clock. And that's how y'all got to play the game, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, for real.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
And you got to play like it's your last game, and, you know.
And I've been told from people that I lived in different states, they said when they came up north, that's how we played. Like, they realized how serious basketball was to us, so we played every game like our last.
Yeah.
And also, when we talk, I say nobody has won anything.
Nope.
So the fact that that's the demeanor, and that's, like, you know, people are seeing that, and nobody's won anything in these last couple years.
It's crazy.
It's frustrating, because you should, you know, you want to leave out trying to win something. Even if you don't, you want to give yourself a chance to win the best possibility. So, hey, man, for English, y'all just regroup. Look yourselves in the mirror, and, you know, you got to figure out, do you want to go out like suckers, or do you want to go down fighting?
And for classical.
Oh, yo, hey, man. I'll tell Alvin, man, call me 2 weeks before the alumni game this year. Don't call me 2 days before the game, and I'll be there.
I'll put that message out. I'll put that message out.
Can't call me 2 days before the game. I'm in a different country.
Right.
Give me a week or two, and I'll be there.
Right, if he was in Vermont, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Man, Ant, appreciate it, man. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, what you think of before I let you go and we get out of here? What you think of Jacob? I know you was watching that game. That game I sent you on Friday against Gloucester. It was a crazy game, but, you know, what was your thoughts on how he played?
He didn't play good in that game. He didn't play too good in that game. But Jacob's one of the kids. I think it was like 2 years ago when I watched that game. It was Jacob, it was JJ, it was Cam Rucker, it was Cam Thornton, there was a lot of guys in grade 8 who I thought, like, had the chance to be special. And you could speak to Corey. I spoke to Corey plenty of times about trying to get Jacob up to where I am. And for whatever reason, I know he wanted. You wanted him to kind of go to high school first for a year or two, be the man or whatever. I like Jacob. I like Jacob as a player, and he's not a bad player. He didn't play good in that game that I watched, so I would like to see more film.
Yeah.
Yeah, show him that 30 ball.
No, that was the game.
Oh, what?
That was the game. That was the game. But
did he play well? I didn't see.
If you just watch how the game unraveled, you know, he's critiquing it from.
Yeah, I watched the Gloucester game. I think Gloucester ended up beating him that night too.
Yeah. Gloucester won by 2, I think. It was a wild game. And then I'll send you.
He played okay, but again, I'm looking for something different, man. When you tell me a guy's a killer at the high school level, especially when I'm watching, like, you're playing Gloucester, and I'm watching, and like these kids, like respectfully, could barely play basketball. Like, if you're a killer, then kill.
Yeah.
If you're a killer, then kill. Right? Like, I came for JJ. Like, he was a killer. He was killing night in, night out, night in, night out. Right? Like, so when you say, oh, yo, Jacob's a killer, and I watch him against Gloucester, and I don't think none of those kids on Gloucester probably barely basketball players, and you don't kill. I mean, I gotta see more, but consistency is the thing too, right? Right? Like when we were talking about Cooper Flag with the 42, he had 13 last night, right? Like consistency matters. You know what I'm saying? So especially at this high school level where, again, for me, high school, like public high school basketball is watered down like crazy because everybody's at prep school already, right? So, man, if you're not averaging 25 to 30 in regular high school, like, you're not a killer. You're just not. Just respectfully.
Gotcha. One nugget though, he's averaging around 25, but fair critique. No, that's a fair critique.
What you say?
No, he's averaging around 25.
Okay. I might have just caught him on a bad night, but that's why I said I got to see more. I might have caught him on a bad night.
Yeah. He's he got hurt last night. I think he tweaked both his ankles.
Damn, I've been there before.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I talked to Corey. He said he tweaked it by like in the third quarter, and then that's their whole offense. But we're out of here.